So I was just thinking this as I was driving. I have this goal, right? I wanna do the social media thing. I'm really interested into it. I'm practicing. I'm making videos. I hired an editor. I'm working with editors, and I'm just trying to get good at talking in front of the camera. And I just remember like thinking back to when I was working at the gym at 24 Hour Fitness, or when I joined network marketing when I was 18 or 19, and I did that for a couple of years and did personal training. I always thought I was going to be rich. You know, I was always going to make $1 million. And I think that a lot of that came from doing network marketing, because they kind of teach you crazy stuff and you kind of believe it, even though it's scamish. But what ended up happening was, you know, I took those sort of beliefs of being able to make $1 million in a year, and I like sort of never let go of them. And it was a little bit of a blessing and a little bit of a curse, right? The first curse is that you know, once I got into the real work world and started working at the gym and working for like a regular job or whatever you want to call it, I would tell people that I was gonna make $1 million, right? Or I was going to retire at 30 or 40, right? I was gonna retire early, right? And people look at me like I'm crazy, right? They just thought I was nuts. And I just basically had this delusion about myself. So again, the bad part about it was believing this is that I just felt like total trash. If I wasn't making a certain amount of money or lots of money, I was just not worthy. I was never worthy. So the drawback is it made me feel bad a majority of my life. I was never good enough, which has its pros and cons. The positive thing about it is it kind of led me to where I'm at, right? You know, making $1 million or making my first million and being able to do well and you know, and then now I'm here, and it's kind of like I mean, things have changed. Things are better, right? I can feed my family. I can send my kids to college, like all this stuff. But like, no matter how much money you make, I don't think you ever end up feeling like it's enough anyway. So if you can't be happy with a little, you can't be happy with a lot. And so, you know, it's funny. The thing that I remember, things started to get really good for me when I started to be happy with very little. When I was happy with what I had, and then when I became more grateful for what I had, I think things started to change, right? My attitude changed. It was. I mean, I thought I always had an okay attitude or a decent attitude because of all the personal development stuff. But what happened was all the personal development. All the personal development stuff, I thought I had a good positive attitude, but there was always another level. Just like there's always another level of money, another level of status, all these things. There's just always all new levels. The biggest reason why I'm sort of inspired to make this video, because I was like watching some TikToks. I'm trying to observe how other people talk and like what hooks they use and what they say. And I was thinking to myself, I was watching Brandon Carter video and kind of just was curious about how he does his videos and how he talks. And what happened was, I felt like, I remember feeling delusional. I mean, not delusional. I remember people looking at me as though I were delusional, right? And I've basically lost that because I set a goal, I hit the goal, and now I'm like, I'm lost. In lots of ways, I think that's probably one of the reasons that brought me to God, right? It's that lost feeling, because once I hit the goal, you know, I have all this free time, and then I'm like, now I have all this free time. Now I need to use all this free time now and work on something else. So whether you're working at, you know, 100K, 10K a year, 20K a year, 100K a year, $1 million a year, whatever and above, you have to work hard on something, and you also have to be. You have to be a little bit delusional. And when I say delusional, what I really mean, I actually mean you have to dream big. But I like the word delusional because it's funny.